Hey guys, my name is Shuna Park. I'm part of the team RJAM, which means Rust Jam. It's a kind of boring name, right? I'm the only one in my team. Haven't prepared a slide, so please excuse. I will just briefly introduce how I joined this journey to build Jam together, and then share some of my progress and some potential progress or questions. Yeah, I'll do it real briefly. So a few years ago, I was working as a web backend engineer, developer, and then I thought that web development is pretty cool. It's like backbone of all the applications we use every day. But I really wanted to find something cooler that we can do out of like software. And then I got to know about the Bitcoin, Ethereum, blockchain. Actually, I was not very familiar with Polkadot. And then I thought it was really fascinating that the blockchain, it can do something that out of software, computers, and network, we can build a system that doesn't necessarily require trust of each other. And there are many applications that we can explore with that trait, and currency would be definitely one of them. So I really felt interesting about the blockchain, and then started to explore while working as a web developer. Then went to different like hackathons, meetups, and then a lot of things have happened by coincidence. So one thing would be that while participating in a lot of hackathons, I met some of my friends to study crypto together. And then after that, there was a hackathon. So I'm based in Seoul, Korea. There was a hackathon from Aptos, a blockchain network. And then I tried to explore that area, which was not very new to me. And then now I work at Aptos Labs. So mostly building some like developer tools or like, indexers and sort of things. And then I've heard that Dr. Gavin Wood would visiting Korea and then give a speech about his new protocol with paper. So I just told my colleague who was visiting Korea from Aptos to go together and then listen to what he's imagining. And then honestly, I couldn't understand a lot of things at the time. Gavin reviewed the grade paper, part of the grade paper together. I looked into some equations, and then I thought that it was pretty interesting that the blockchain system is very well interpreted in the formal definitions. So I decided to explore that. That was back June this year. I spent like 1.5, 2 months to look into the formal definitions. And then I thought that at first, I also thought that it was very complicated and difficult to understand, but I thought that as I spent like 1.5 months, I could understand part of the definitions. And then I decided to start actually implementing those equations. So it's been like 3 or 4 months since I started implementing it. And then now I'm building in Rust. I have passing some conformance tests for several disputes, and then the history part, then heavily work in progress in the PVM. So that is my progress, my kind of unique background about how I got into this field. And then one interesting thing is that even though I was not very familiar with Polkadot network, it was not there was another hurdle to understand the gray paper. So I like the approach, very generalized, and then not tightly coupled with the Polkadot. So even though someone like myself who is very new to Polkadot could easily understand the protocol reasonably, yeah. And then, yeah, so I'm heavily working in progress, and yeah, that's a brief introduction of our team, myself, and then I want to give a question about the program. How would the program would look like that would eventually run on the PVM, and then there would be services of the JAM. So my understanding was that those programs would be mostly like rollup programs for different chains, partially off-chain, partially on-chain. And then I would like to ask you, all of you guys, if you have anything in mind other than the rollup, other applications other than rollup, because my impression was that the JAM is very generalized system. So if you guys have anything in mind, yeah, I would love to listen to it. And then, yeah, another question is that, so the PVM is based on the RISC-V design, but as far as understood, it's not 100% compatible with it. So are we going to need some kind of a compiler that can convert some familiar, well-known programming languages into PVM bytecode? Or are we working, is there any initiatives working on that? Any further plans for that? Or we envision that we can reuse the compilers directly on the targeting the PVM architecture? Yeah, so those are my recent questions about that. Yeah, JAM implementation, and yeah, happy to share it with you guys. Yeah, thank you.